Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and I am sober for what feels like the first time in several days. I like this. I think I'm going to keep doing this for a while, at least until tomorrow afternoon. So yay! Maybe 24 hours of sobriety. Thanks for you guys who tuned in to the drunk live stream last night. Just kicking back on Memorial Day with my boys from Philly, and we had a good time, so thank you. Guys, if you don't own the Jizzing Force t-shirt yet, what is wrong with you? It is available for purchase right now, and you should have one. And you should also be sharing the crap out of the link for Grizzled, the movie about the giant penguin, because it's not funded yet, and it needs to be so that it can get made so I can be in it and you can watch it. So that's the boring stuff. The exciting stuff is we're going to try out a new series, and this is sort of the prequel to that series. The series is going to be What the Fuck is a Fencing Referee? Since a few of you have expressed interest in knowing more about what the fuck it means that I'm a fencing referee. But to start with that, this video was suggested by Matt on Patreon. Matt wanted to know a bit about the differences between the different fencing weapons. And I feel like this is a good place to start. We're just going to learn a little bit about what the fuck fencing is so that I can then talk about, you know, what it means to referee this thing. And people don't really seem to know what fencing is most of the time. They're like, oh yeah, you just hit each other with like a rubber sword, right? No. Oh, it's just a blunted stick. No. None of those things are correct. Modern sport fencing, Olympic fencing, as it were, is not trying to be historic fencing, okay? So let's set a whole thing where, like, HEMA people and fencers get all uppity at each other. We're just not even doing the same thing. Like, y'all HEMA people are trying real hard to replicate original style fencing, which is fine. That's much more of an art than it is a sport, whatever you want to say about it. And I know this because I actually was talking to some people who've been asked to adjudicate it before, and I myself have been asked to adjudicate it before. I wasn't in the right spot to do it, but the thing is, it's even harder to referee than fencing is because it is so artistically based. It's incredibly subjective. So you're not really a sport, sorry. Yeah, it takes a great amount of athletic, you know, prowess, whatever, to do what you're doing. That's fine. You have to be strong to do it. It's not a sport. It's fine. Same way like dancing isn't a sport, even though it requires a great deal of athleticism. That said, so modern sport fencing, Olympic fencing, has 3 different weapons associated with it: foil, epee, and saber. Saber is the best one. It's the one that I do, so we'll save the best for last here, right? These weapons are pieces of steel. We're not just waving around pool noodles, all right? They're pieces of fucking metal, and it hurts when you get hit with it because you're getting hit with a piece of metal. No, it's not sharp. That's ridiculous. If it was sharp, people would die. That's absurd. As fun as it would be to kill people, there's a reason you haven't heard about the gajillions of murders that happen in the sport of fencing. That's because obviously we're not fencing with sharp weapons. Are you kidding me? The HEMA weapons aren't sharp either, so get over yourselves. Nobody fences for sport. Nobody does anything for sport with things that are designed for lethality. That's ridiculous. Yeah. So put that aside. The blades are different. Epee is the heaviest one. It's got a sort of a triangular shape. I wish I had one here to show you, but it's way more fun to just describe it in the ether. It has the biggest bell guard. It has a big bell guard, which is like a round sort of bell-shaped thing that goes around your hand. Yeah, so like I said, the blade's like somewhat triangular in its shape. And then it has a tip on it. Now, the reason these have tips is not to make it safe, guys. It's for scoring, right? We have fancy electronic modern scoring because that's useful. So on epee and foil, the point weapons, they have a spring-loaded tip that have to depress a certain amount of pressure to do the stuff and the blah, blah, blah. And you don't care. It's fine. They also, all 3 weapons have different target areas. So foil is a thinner, squarish, rectangular blade. Very, very light, very, very whippy, very, very stupid. Small bell guard. Also point weapon. It's like if a epee just atrophied completely, that would be your foil. Saber is a hero's weapon. It derives from the cavalry weapon. It has a guard that goes around your hand, like that. It also has a triangular blade, but one of the edges is your cutting edge. No, it's not sharp. We covered that already. Are you fucking listening? So, but you do slash with it. Now, the tip on this one is not anything spring-loaded or fancy. It just tapers to the end, and then they fold over the little steel there. So there's just a little, like, you know, if you took steel and you folded it like that, a little eye hook at the end, that's a saber. And it's for cool people who slash. So the target areas are all different in these weapons too. And because of that, because of the target, because of the scoring rules, they're all fenced completely differently. I apologize for all the sun coming in here. I was just way too fucking lazy to put my blackout curtain up. And by blackout curtain, I mean blanket. So, yeah. Epee and foil, you only hit with the tip. Epee you can hit anywhere on the body. It's like a dueling weapon. First blood. Oh my god, if we both hit it at the same time, we both get a point. But there's a lockout time. That's a whole complicated scoring thing, right? When I hit you, my light goes on. My colored light goes on to say, I got a touch. Whee! But there's a lockout time programmed in the machine so that if I hit you, you only have a fraction of a second to also hit me or only my light goes on. And that lockout time is the closest in Epee. It's the tightest. So yeah, it's if you both turn on a light, you both get a point, but it's kind of hard to do with turn on a light at the same time unless you both kind of suck, in which case it's really easy. In foil, the target is dumb because you can only hit on the torso, no head, no arms, no anything like that. So it's really specific, like point control, and that's why they get all these weird finessey things where they get really close to each other and they like have the blade over their head and whatnot. And I guess it looks kind of cool, but whatever. Foil's stupid. Now foil and saber. Oh, saber's right of way. Saber's target area is only from the waist up. So you get arms, you get head, you get all that shit, but waist up only. No dick. Sorry. And these two weapons both have right of way. They have right of way. What the fuck is right of way? Right of way is like two cars get into an accident and someone has to figure out who's at fault. The person figuring out that at fault, that's right, that's me. I'm the referee. But we're not going to get into that today. We'll talk just briefly about right of way. Basically, if I'm going forward first and you're going backwards, even if we both hit at the same time, because I was going forwards first, it's my right of way. But if you stop my blade, that's called a parry. And then hit me, that's called a riposte. And you stop my first attack, even if I hit you at the same time, it's still your touch because you took the right of way away. It's like taking turns. Y'all learned about this in preschool. It's my turn to go. Okay, my turn. Stop. Now it's your turn to go. And I can go when it's not my turn, but I better make sure it's one light because if I go when it's not my turn and I also get hit, it is not my touch anymore. So that's like the basic stuff about fencing. What else do you want to know about it? Ask questions. I'll answer them in the comments, or if it's clear that I did not do a sufficient job discussing fencing right now, I will make a follow-up video because I'm nice like that. You're welcome. So yeah, guys, share the shit out of the Grizzled link. Buy my t-shirt. Also, I'm not monetized in case you weren't aware of that because YouTube apparently has a like 6-month waiting period right now to get monetized because they changed their policies and all this nonsense. So if you want me to keep doing these videos, consider becoming a part of my Patreon community or using the PayPal link below to just throw money in my direction so that I can make a living talking to you wonderful people and I don't have to go back and do real jobs and therefore not do videos anymore. So that's all. More on being a fencing referee later. Also, more on solo later. Also, I'm going to be doing a solo review for Geeks and Gamers. It'll be a little different than the review I did for here. So make sure you keep an eye on Geeks and Gamers for that happening in the future. And that's all for today. Bye.